thine heart with all thy soul and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hands, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Salute, salute, salute. La'ala Nawa.
La'ala Nawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
La'ala Nawa.
La'ala Nawa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Lashamka.
Shamka.
Dan.
Dan.
Kabad.
Kabad.
Barawathka.
Barawathka.
Atha.
Atha.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Allah Hayanawa.
Allah Hayanawa.
Yasher Allah.
Yasher Allah.
Abba Yanawa.
Abba Yanawa.
Mawalam.
Hallelujah.
Wa'ad.
Wa'ad.
Awalam.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Not unto us, not unto us, Yahweh, coming in the name of Yahweh Shai, not unto us, but to your name give glory. Blessed be you, Yahweh, coming in the name of Yahweh Shai, our power, God of Israel, our Father, forever and unto forever.
Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Khan.
We can start it off. Khan. Is it started? You said what? Khan, all praises and double honors and praises due to Yahweh Shai, Shai, where his brother can see to the right. The lesson will be on UFOs in the scriptures. All right. It's been a lot of talk about UFOs in the news, recent media, right? So it's a fitting time that we go over this, right?
Quick precept, Joel chapter 2 and verse 30 to kick it off. Right, because these things are spoken about in the scriptures, man. It's not science fiction. It's not sci-fi, right? It's not fictional. All these things are prophesied in the Bible. And who prophesied about these things? The different prophets of old, because they received these visions from the Heavenly Father. So again, UFOs are in the scriptures, and they're known as chariots. They're also known as clouds. All right, so bring this out, Kane.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 30.
Right.
And I will shew wonders in the heavens.
What the Bible say?
I will shew wonders in the heavens.
Hey, man, so seeing the so-called UFOs, the chariots in the skies, that's a wonder in the heavens. Right? Even us, when we see the chariots, we look up at the heavens and we kind of marvel at it. And say, all praises to Yahweh Shai for giving us the vision. Read on.
And in the earth.
And in the earth, read on.
Blood and fire.
You got blood moons on the earth. Right? I believe that was in August where you had 12 blood moons straight, man. And we still starting to see blood moons, right? They're not going away. These things are prophesied in the Bible, right? So the Lord said blood and fire and what?
And pillars of smoke.
And pillars of smoke. Read on.
The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood.
Hey, the sun shall be turned into darkness, talking about solar eclipses, and the moon into blood, talking about blood moons. Read on.
Before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come.
And the day of the Lord is coming, man. The day of the Lord is right around the corners. Let's get 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. You got guys out here that's saying the Lord is coming back 1,000 years from now. Hey, look, man, the Lord he's coming back shortly, swiftly and speedily. You got it, brother.
Book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Now, of course, we don't know the specific day, the time, or the season in which the Lord is coming back. But that's why the Most High gave us signs when you read Matthew, the 24th chapter, Luke, the 21st chapter, and Mark, the 13th chapter. The Lord gave us signs to know that we're living in the last days. Read on.
For yourselves know perfectly.
You know perfectly. You know this without a shadow of doubt. Read on.
That the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
As a what?
As a thief in the night.
And the Lord is coming back like a thief in the night. He's coming back in a time where you least expect him to. Right? Right? Because the multitude of the people of the world right now, they don't think the Lord is coming back. Right? They going to these different colleges and universities and they setting up their 401k. Right? And they making covenants with the so-called white man because they think this kingdom is going prolong and live forever.
Con.
Right? Little do they know that this kingdom is going to be destroyed by the Most High, man, through his son Yahweh Shai. And that's the day we hasten for. Because we don't want to keep living in America. We catching hell, man. Right? Trials and tribulations. Right? We in slavery, being oppressed by the white man, got a slave on these different jobs. Right? So we want out of this place, man. You got it, brother.
This is verse 3. For when they say peace and safety.
That's what they saying right now. Peace and safety. Peace, safety, prosperity. Everything is going to be okay. Just get the poison. That's what they saying to you right now. Peace and safety. Read on.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
What the Bible say?
Sudden destruction cometh upon them.
And what's that sudden destruction? The destruction from the Most High and the chariots. By way of famines, pestilence, World War III, thermonuclear fire. These are all the destructive things that's coming to this wicked land. Read on.
As travail upon a woman with child.
And if you ever seen a woman going through birth pains, it's not a beautiful sight, man. Right? She catching hell. She holding her loins. She going through it. And that's how the people of this earth going to be when the Lord send his son back. Read on.
And they shall not escape.
They shall what?
They shall not escape.
They're going to try to escape, right? We're going to read about that. They're going to try to escape. They're going to try to escape from the wrath of the Lamb. They got the underground bunkers. They're going to be trying to crack the firmament and go out of space. But that's not going to work because the Lord is going to hunt you down by way of the chariots. You got it, brother.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief.
It say we not in darkness. So if you got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the Most High has enlightened you. And you're not in darkness like the people of this world. Right? So you should be grateful for this truth that the Most High bless you with. And you shouldn't take this truth for granted. Read on.
Ye are all the children of light.
We are the what?
Children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
You see that? So we not of the darkness. We are of the day. We are of the light. We got the law, statutes, and commandments. We striving for perfection. We make our supplications and prayers unto the Lord for him to fix our spirit, get us right, protect us in these evil days to come. Therefore, we are of the light.
That's right. And with that understanding and knowing that we the children of light comes a whole lot of more wisdom and knowledge. Bring out Psalms, what is that, 26 and 5?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 26 and verse 5.
Bring it out, Doc.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked.
Right. The congregation of evildoers, what do they teach? There is no UFOs. They don't exist. There's little green man. Brother mentioned what they look like.
Yeah, green Cushites, man. Right. That's they teach you that's the men that operate in those chariots, they teach you that they look like green Cushites. But that's all science fiction. What's that old TV network, sci-fi?
Yeah.
You know, Star Trek spirit.
And the Lord's not dealing with that. He's not dealing with little green man. Them in the Star Trek they did a little thing and they all aliens and they all friends. The Lord's not dealing with that.
And they got phones.
Yeah, they got phones. What's it? Size of a damn cucumber, huh? Yeah,
Captain Kirk spirit.
You said what? Yeah, we coming in peace. And the angels not coming in peace. They not coming in peace.
Right.
We'll be damned. All right. Hey, bring that out in Isaiah 66 and 15.
Con, I got a precept after that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury.
No, to come in peace.
To
His
render his anger with fury.
Right, he's going to come with a whole lot of anger. All right? He's not coming back. We always mention it. He's not coming back with hot dogs and a foam finger and a silly straw playing a ukulele. He's coming back with a sharp sword. A sharp-ass sword to cut people, man.
Yeah, to literally destroy you and cut the wicked down. Like the green grass. Right? Is more on that?
Yeah. And it's rebuked with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
See, there's going to be many slain by the Lord. And that's a terrible thing. That's very scary. Bring out Jeremiah 2 and 12, Papa Kashar. That's very, very scary. Jake don't fear the Lord enough. You got it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid.
He said, be horribly afraid. Go ahead.
Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
See, and we mentioned these chariots coming to destroy Babylon, America, but a lot of you Jakes are going to be destroyed as well. We can't forget that. Don't think, oh, I'm an Israelite, so I got my grace card. I'm kind of in there. Nah, brother, you ain't in there.
Got my
right?
ticket.
Yeah, you got your golden ticket. This ain't Willy Wonka, all right? You got it.
Give me Isaiah chapter 48 and 22. Right? Because the brother bringing it out, man. Right? There's no peace to the wicked, and our people are wicked. Bring it out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48 and verse 22.
Right?
There is no peace, saith Yahweh, unto the wicked.
So these chariots are not coming back in peace, right? To sing you a song and have a concert. All the people of the earth are welcomed, right? You get a flower at the door, right? That's not what's going on, man. Right? Give me Habakkuk is more on that.
I had a precept.
All right, go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 11.
Right.
The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
That's a good precept right there. The Lord is angry with the. It's not a day that go past where the Heavenly Father is not angry with the wicked. The Most High is angry right now with the wicked. He's furious. Why? Because they oppressed His people. Why? Because they push out wickedness on the earth. Right? We can go into some wickedness that they do: homosexuality, bestiality, right? Forcing you to get the poison, saying you can't feed your family if you don't got it. Only a devil would tell you that. Bring it out, Cain. Yeah, Habakkuk 3 and 15.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse 15.
Right?
Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses.
Salakia, this is going into the second coming of the Lord. Hamashiach Yahawashah. It said he walked through the sea with his horses. What does the sea represent?
Multitudes.
The nations, right? Right? The sea represents the nations. Let's get a precept on that. Revelation 17 and 15. Because he said he's going to walk through the sea.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 17 and verse 15.
Right.
And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples.
Are what?
Are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Right, so the water represents, in this context, it represents people, nations, tongues, kindreds. Right, so when the scriptures say he's going to walk through the sea, I mean he's going to walk through the nations. He's going to invade these different kingdoms of the earth.
That's right.
America, damn Russia, China, Iran. He's going to invade all the kingdoms of this world. You got it, brother.
Verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled.
Read that again from the top.
Verse 15.
Right.
Thou did walk through the sea with thine horses.
It said he walked through the sea with his horses, and the horses represents the chariots. These are not actual horses. You never seen a horse walk on water, right? These are talking about it's talking about he's coming back in the chariots to wreak havoc on the nations, right? Because remember, the Most High speaks in similitudes through the prophets. That's in Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. Read on.
Through the heap of great waters.
Through the heap of great waters, meaning great kingdoms and great nations. Read on.
When I heard, my belly trembled.
It say, Salakia, when Habakkuk heard these things and saw these visions, his belly trembled. Read on.
My lips quivered at the voices. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself.
He did what?
Trembled in myself.
So he was in fear. Read on.
That I might rest in the day of trouble.
That I might what?
Might rest in the day of trouble.
He said, look, I don't want to be alive during these times. I want to rest during the day of the Lord's destruction. And that's deep right there. Just imagine, I don't want to be alive. I just want to be in the ground. I don't want to see this destruction. I don't want to see all these people get put to death and slaughtered. Buildings falling, fire everywhere, screams, agony, groaning, pain. I don't want to see it. Just let me rest in the day of the Lord's trouble. Read on.
When he cometh up to the people, he will invade them with his troops.
He will do what?
Invade them with his troops.
It say he will invade them with his troops. Hold up now. What that sound like? A so-called alien invasion. They get that from the Bible, man.
That's right.
But again, it's not so-called aliens that operate in those chariots. It's angels of the Lord, man. Right? And the word alien, when you go into it, it just means a foreigner. That was Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 15 on down. So the Lord said he's going to invade them with his troops. He's coming back to invade America. Right? And that's why Trump created a space program, a space force, to protect the world from invaders. Where they get that from? Yep. So where they get that from? They get that from the scriptures, man. All right.
I got a precept on that because, like the brother's going into, man, you know, all this death and destruction that's coming on the earth, it's not just going to magically appear. It's going to be done by the chariots of the Lord, man. Yep. Right, so get Psalms 18, start at 9.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 18 and verse 9.
Right.
He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet.
Right, this is talking about when the sky cracks open, when the aliens, or Slaki, when the so-called alien invasion comes, man. When the chariots enter into the atmosphere. Right, read.
And he rode upon a cherub and did fly.
Right, so he's coming in flying, man, on the chariot, read.
Yeah, he did fly upon the wings of the wind.
Right, read on.
He made darkness his secret place.
Right.
His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky.
Right, that's talking about how he's going to have a plethora of chariots. Right, read on.
At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed hailstones and coals of fire.
Right, so those chariots are going to rain hailstones and coals of fire. Right, it's talking about the different missiles and different technology that the chariots are going to use to destroy men on the earth. Right, read on.
And the Lord also thundered in the heavens.
Right.
And the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire.
Read on.
Yeah, he sent out his arrows.
Right.
And scattered them. And he shot out lightnings and discomfited them.
You see that? So he's going to melt men on the earth, man. He's going to destroy them. This is talking about the chariots, man. So-called UFOs.
Lasers.
Right, get that with get Psalms 103 and 4 or 104 and 3 real quick.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 103 and verse 4.
Right.
Who redeemeth thy life from destruction?
It's like at 104 and 3.
104 and 3.
Bring it out.
Who forgiveth all thine iniquities? Who healeth all thy diseases? Who redeemeth thy life from destruction? Who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies?
Right, read on.
Who satisfieth thy mouth with
It's like
good
the
things?
Psalms 104 and verse 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 3.
Right.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who make the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
Right, so the Bible speaks in similitude. So you will read about a cloud, but it'll be talking about a chariot, which is a so-called UFO. And I just want to bring that out real quick in Revelation 1 and 7. Right, going into this so-called alien invasion. This is the Yahweh, right, coming with the thousands of heavens, invading them with his troops. Right, it's a plethora of precepts on it. Bring it out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Every eye is going to see him, man. He going to come with millions and millions of chariots. Everybody go see it, man. The sky going to be full of them. Right, read.
And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
Right, like the brother was going into, man. They was trembling like a woman in travail when they seen Yahweh coming, man. So all these precepts link up. I mean, what other vehicle is he's going to be riding on in the sky, shooting lasers and lighting us out, right? Because you got people saying that the chariots don't exist, man. So what is this talking about? Is he riding on an actual cloud and it's going to be thundering? What is that talking about, man? No, it's talking about the vehicles of the Lord. Chariot just means vehicle in Hebrew. That's all it means, right? And these are the vehicles in the Most High.
And they're not going to fall apart. They're not going to malfunction. They're not going to have a check engine light that's blinking. Hey, these chariots is mighty, man. Go to 2 Maccabees chapter 10, verse 30.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 30. And
It's like 28, 27.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 27. So after the prayer, they took their weapons and went on further from the city.
See, they prayed before they go to war. Before they went to war. Go ahead.
And when they drew near to their enemies, they kept by themselves. Now the sun being newly risen, they joined both together, the one part having together with their virtue the refuge also unto the Lord for a pledge of their success and victory.
Right.
The other side making their rage leader of their battle. But when the battle waxed strong, there appeared...
And that's a spirit on the other side. That's an evil demonic spirit. Go ahead.
You can't. But when the battle waxed strong, there appeared unto the enemies from heaven 5 comely men.
From heaven, 5 comely men.
Upon horses.
Right, upon horses. They really on chariots. Go ahead.
With bridles of gold, and 2 of them led the Jews, and took Maccabees between them, and covered him on every side weapons, and kept him safe.
See, so they kept him safe. They surpassed him, right? They circled him. Go ahead.
But shot arrows and lightnings against the enemies.
See, the brother brought it out earlier. They can shoot lightnings and arrows. Lightnings mean concentrated fire, heat. That can lasers that can melt you. That's why the Lord said, "Hey, I'm gonna melt you." He doesn't playing around, just being funny with his words. He's actually gonna melt Israel and the nations. Go ahead.
So that being confounded with blindness and full of trouble, they were killed, and there were slain of footmen 20,500.
Slack it. How many?
20,500 and 600.
Mic off and start it up. Everybody do. I think just him.
Keep reading.
And 600 horsemen.
And damn, that's a lot of 20,000.
I gotta read it again.
You got it.
It's the second Maccabees, chapter 10 and verse 31. And there were slain of footmen 20,500 and 600 horsemen.
It's a lot of people.
Hold on. Let me see something real quick. So imagine I Googled. All right, that's a little bit more. But 20,000 people is a lot, right? 20,000 people fit in a damn, baseball stadium, basketball stadium. Well, in the stadium, they say the capacity is like 56,000. But nonetheless, 20,000 is a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a large amount of people.
That's a lot of people, man.
I got a precept.
You wanted to bring some stuff up?
Who, me?
Yeah, so I can have walking out sit down over there.
Con.
Hey, walking out, can you sit down right here real quick? You're gonna bring some pictures and stuff up.
You down on that?
You was done with bringing that up?
Yeah.
Give me 2 Kings chapter 19 verse 35, because the angels of the Lord are excellent in strength. Hold up, before you get that, let me get Psalms 103 and 20. Let me bring that out. Right, the angels of the Lord not feeble, they not weak, they don't wax faint, they don't get tired, they don't need a Gatorade break. Right, let's get Psalms chapter 103 and verse 21. Bless ye the Lord, all ye his hosts, ye ministers of his that do his pleasure. Salakia, verse 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. So the angels, they excel in strength. Right? One angel could take out over 200,000 people. And we're going to bring it out. 2 Kings 19:35.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19 and verse 35. And it came to pass that night that the angel of Yahweh went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians.
It say the angel, it don't say angels, it say one angel of Yahweh went out and smote the camp of the Assyrians. Read on.
And 184,500.
A what?
184,500.
That's 185,000. Now that's about 5 stadiums.
Yeah.
That's about 5 stadiums right there. Packed house, sold out show. Read on.
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
Imagine that, 185 dead corpses. All right. So there you go, man. The angels of the Lord, they excel in strength. And this is what one angel of the Lord did. Now, one more precept, Genesis chapter 19 and verse 10. So imagine what hundreds of millions of angels are going to do to Babylon the Great in this whole world? Yeah, it's going to take an hour, man. 1 hour. Is that great city Babylon overthrown? You got it, brother.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 10.
Right.
But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house.
And these men were angels. When you read the account of Sodom and Gomorrah, you had 2 angels that came to Sodom to spy out the land, to see if the wickedness was great. Read on.
And to shut to the door.
It says, Salaki, so these angels poured in Lot, because remember you had these wicked men, women, and damn children of Sodom and Gomorrah trying to rape the angels of the Lord. Right? That's how wicked and perverse and vile these men was. All right? Keep reading, Not.
And they smote the men that were at the door of the house.
They did what?
Smote the men that were at the door of the house.
So the angels, they smote the men of Sodom and Gomorrah into what?
With blindness.
With what?
With blindness.
With what?
With blindness.
With blindness. So the angels of the Lord got spiritual power. So these men was trying to break down the door, trying to get into Lot, rape the angels, and the angels smiling with blindness. Took away their eyesight. Read on.
Both small and great.
It say both small and great. So you had little toddlers, man. You had toddlers. You had elders. You had middle-aged men all trying to get to the angels out of lust. You got it.
So that they wearied themselves to find the door.
And they was confounded. They was trying to find a door. They couldn't find it. They was blind. Right? There you go. You got it, brother.
And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place.
Now give me verse 24. Let's just get the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven.
It say brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of the heavens, man. Right, so Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by way of fire and brimstone from the angels. Read on.
And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground.
Right, and Sodom and Gomorrah consisted of 5 cities. Right, when you read Wisdom of Sodom in the 10th chapter. So these angels of the Lord, 2 angels of the Lord destroyed 5 cities. All right. So that goes to show you the power and the excellent might coming from these angels.
And I just wanted to say that wasn't a bunch of fireballs falling out of clouds, man. Those was chariots, man. Right. That rained fire and brimstone. Lasers, missiles, destruction. Imagine seeing that technology to them men. That was a mighty overthrow.
Yeah.
Right.
So these men never seen fire come down from the heavens. So when they seen this, they was confounded, man. And they was burnt the hell up along with their lusts. All right? Right.
And the brother you was ready to put, you emailed that stuff or?
I sent the first one. Check the email, should be there.
Hold on the precepts real quick, cause what he's finna go into, I actually got a mighty precept for it. But make sure on the video you click or just click screen record, so we can pull that up so the people can see what we finna go into.
Bring it out, all right?
Nah. Click to the email.
We got to give Israel the vision.
Yeah, you see where right there. Now, did you go back to the video form and click screen record? Oh yeah, just take a while to pop up. All right, now I actually got a preset real quick. Get the book of Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 16. Matter of fact, start at 4.
Yep.
All right, because what we're about to show you, Ezekiel described this already, man, in the Bible. All right, so get Ezekiel 1 and start at 4 real quick.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Right.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
Right.
A great cloud.
A what?
A great cloud.
A great cloud. Now, what are the clouds considered in the Bible? We read it earlier. Chariots. So he saw a great, huge, gigantic chariot. Right, Reed?
and a fire enfolding itself,
right?
and a brightness was about it.
Right,
And
this
out
is
of the mid-
basically the chariot enter into the atmosphere, that's puff of smoke, right, Rick?
and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire.
Out of the midst of the fire, that's talking about when you see the mist come down out of the chariot, then it showed the angels. Now jump to verse 16. He about to describe this cloud.
Verse
Bring it up.
16. The appearance of the wheels.
The what?
The appearance of the wheels.
First and foremost, he described it as a wheel. Now, what does that look like? It looks like a wheel, right? You got to think, this is Ezekiel, man. This is during the time of the Babylonian captivity, 500-something BC, man. Right, so he don't know what's going on. He said, this looks like a wheel, right, Reed?
And their work was like unto the color of a beryl.
It was a greenish color, Reed.
And they four had one likeness.
Right, it was 4 chariots. It was a great cloud. Out of those clouds came 4 miniature clouds, and they all looked like one thing, right, Rick?
And their appearance and their work,
right,
were as it were a wheel in the multitude of a wheel.
And no, let's read that again.
A wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So he said the chariots look like a wheel in the middle of a wheel. If you got a piece of paper, draw a wheel and another wheel inside of that, and you get that, man. And it's flying in the air, right? Read on.
When they went upon their 4 sides,
right?
And when they turned not, when they went,
right? So they were moving in ways that a man's vehicle couldn't move. That's what he's basically saying. They turned out when they went, it was kind of in the sky doing all kind of stuff.
Salaki is similar to a mockingbird. A mockingbird can stop, or a hummingbird. It can stop in mid-air and kind of change its direction.
Yeah, a lot of things can't do that in nature, right? And especially no man's vehicle can do that, right? Read on.
As for their rings.
As for their rings. Because if you got a wheel in the middle of a wheel, if you draw it out, now it's a ring. Right? So within that ring, like you can literally draw it out right now. You got a wheel and a wheel, that's a ring. So the ring, right, read on.
Like they were so high that they were dreadful.
Read on.
And their rings were full of eyes round about them 4.
Right, so if you draw a wheel and another wheel, and in that ring, you draw a bunch of eyes in it, it looks like lights, man. So it's basically he's looking at a so-called flying saucer. That's literally what he just described, right? Playing upon tables, and that's what you're looking at right here.
That's what he described.
Right, that's exactly what he just described. Right, so you got it, brother.
You can scroll down. Now, scroll up a little. What is the title? It says, Strange UFO Coin from 1680 Puzzles to Experts. You can go down a little. You got something?
Yeah, it's a Pegasus Research Consortium, the UFO files. So these are all the records of the UFOs. Not every last record, but these are, a lot of the records of the UFOs. Check that out.
You can scroll down a little. And that's the UFO, for those that's wondering. And that's the land. All right?
And I just want to say, what made them just draw this, man?
Exactly.
They just got broad imaginations. Why did they spend they kind of melting the coin and kind of carving it just for imagination's sake?
Let me say this. This is in 1680. This is before Hollywood. Right? So you can't just say, oh, they got this from Hollywood or the movies. No, this is in 1680. So.
Right now, it's going to be a little hard to see, but that's why we're going to read it for Israel and for those who may be watching. All right. Okay. All praise to see that. Technology. Look at that. Tech man. That's mighty. All praise to the water. Well, I believe that's thought. Or well, I thought this would be an interesting topic and different. Here are several UFO coins which puzzle the experts. The first, I can't see. The first coin is a mysteries coin dating from 1680, which puzzles the experts. The coin appears to show a UFO or a symbolic representation of biblical Ezekiel's will. Well, what's that? Hold on. Now we gotta go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. We gotta go to Ezekiel now. Ezekiel chapter 1. Oh, okay.
Just brought it out.
All right. What is it? One or the other, but little less, according to the Kenneth Bressett, former president of the American, was that numismatic? Numismatic. Esau, man. It really does look like an awful. It's like it look like an awful lot like a modern representation of a UFO. But of course, it's just a present day to think that because look, they UFOs, man. All right.
So like
Yeah.
they always trying to discredit the chariots.
Yeah, man.
They always gotta downplay it.
And you see that we were just touching on that. That's what the coin maker intended it to be, to look like a UFO. All right. However, I'm sure many are going to seize of this as evidence of the existence of the 17th century UFOs. So you scroll down a little.
And they're long before the 17th century. That's right. Right? They've been here since the beginning of time.
All right. You can go down a little. Let me see if this is what I wanted.
It's before man. When man was created.
I'm going to get this little excerpt. Starting at Europe during the 16th and 17th centuries, it appeared to commemorate a UFO sighting of a wheel-like object. Some researchers feel it represents, or we read that, Latin opportunus adest. It is here at an opportune time, right? Because the cherries, whenever the cherries are, is there for a certain reason.
Yeah, that's the signs and the heavens.
Oh, Con, you got it.
Con. Hey, you're walking out. You had a precept up? Con, bring it out. Right. That's right. Isaiah 31 and 5. That's right.
The book of
So
Isaiah.
this scripture is in reference to the hummingbirds, right? And the chariots being likened unto them. You got it, brother.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it.
He would do what?
Deliver it.
He's going to deliver us by way of the chariots, as birds flying in the air. Read on.
And passing over, he will preserve it.
He would do what?
Preserve it.
I mean, he's going to save us alive.
That's
by way
right.
of these UFOs, these chariots of the Lord. That's right. That's right. That's right. Esau get his military formation by way of the scriptures. That's what the brother is saying.
All right, you can scroll down a little. You got another precept?
I'll let y'all finish this and I'll get my precepts.
All right, now here you see them. Here are a few of the comments made. It also looks like a flower, a mushroom. That's them trying to discredit it. All right. Don't worry about it. We know the UFOs.
Like it could just be bad.
See
art.
that? It could be
It looks
bad
nothing
art.
like a flower.
See, this is off.
What?
Right, not a UFO,
I've never seen a flower.
which would make the most sense. All right, go down, man. You can go down.
Lotus flower bomb. What is this?
Down a little bit more.
It could just be bad art.
See, look, you can pause real quick. We do not know which image appeared on the other side of the coin in question, but we cannot imagine a figure very different from those that appear in the other coins with the same mysterious shield in the sky. Right? Now, that's exactly, like the brother said, that's exactly what Alexander the Great called it. He called it a shield. Now, we can segue to the next link I sent in an email.
Praises. One quick precept. Hosea 12 and 10. Let's just bring this out. Because again, man, they're describing these UFOs as what? Flowers, mushrooms. The Bible describes it as a cloud, a horse, a light. These are all similitudes, but they're also known as the chariots of the Most High. That's right. That's right. They get it from the scriptures. They get everything from the. Esau's not creative. Let's just put it out there. Right? Bring it out, Ken.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 12 and verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions. And use similitudes.
And use what?
Similitudes.
So the Lord said, I have used similitudes. Read on.
By the ministry of the prophets.
All right, so this is similitude. It's a quality or state of being similar to something, a comparison between two things, a personal thing resembling someone or something else. So get Psalms 104 and 3 real quick. I know it got brought out, but I'm going to bring it out again. Right? Because again, the chariots are likened unto Salaki. The chariots are likened unto clouds. You got it, brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 3.
Right.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Who maketh the what?
Clouds his chariot.
Right, so the Salaki, the chariots are also in reference or in resemblance to clouds. Right, when you look up in the heavens, you see the clouds. It's in a circular motion. Right, it's up in the sky, just like the chariots are. That's why they're known as clouds. Read on.
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind.
Y'all had one article.
Yeah, no, all right, we better read this real quick. We're not going to read the whole thing. But it say, the year is 329 BC.
The year is 329 BC. Alexander the Great is leading his army on a quest to conquer the known world. As he is preparing his army to cross the Indus River to attack the Indian army, Alexander and all his troops watch in awe as two great shining silvery shields. Right? It wasn't an actual shield floating in the sky. It wasn't no magic trick. This is a chariot. Spitting fire around the rims seems to emerge from the heavens. These two shields dive repeatedly at his army until the war elephant's horses and all men panicked and refused to cross the river, where the horrendous incident occurred. The two flying shields disappeared into the sky as quickly as they had appeared. 7 years later, while attacking the Venetian city in the eastern Mediterranean, Alexander and both armies on either side of the conflict witnessed two objects materialize in the sky. Suddenly, one of the objects shot a beam of light at the city wall, crumbling it to dust. That's that lightning. The objects disappeared, and Alexander's army easily took the city with the walls gone. Most historians would consider these two incidents as false as Esau, man. That's Esau for you.
I just want to make a quick point. Alexander's army, and I believe this was, I want to say that was Tyre that he was conquering in this incident. They also said that this happened. So why would they both just be making it up? Two witnesses.
Yeah, you got 2 or 3 more witnesses.
So,
and you can bring out, this is 2 Maccabees, the 5th chapter, right? Now, this is in the scriptures. You can start at 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 1.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 5, and verse 1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt.
See, now this is Antiochus. And I want to pause and first mention that the Lord, he made that happen for a certain reason, right? He sets the bounds of man, right? He's going to allow this certain king to get this much power. He's going to allow this enemy to be destroyed at this time, X, Y, and Z. So go ahead.
And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days.
So and then it happened. Like that, like the quote on the coin, opportunist addis or something like that, right? Now is an opportune time. Then it happened. Go ahead.
There were seen horsemen running in the air, in cloth of gold, and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers.
Like a band of soldiers. This is what you call war drills, right? With China, with Moab, which is China, Ammon, all these nations, what they do now, they're called war drills. And they got it from the Lord. All right, go ahead.
And troops there were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances like a band of soldiers, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shields and multitudes of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harness of all sorts.
So they seeing chariots. They're trying to describe it, but hey, nonetheless, it's chariots kind of shooting out lasers, kind of just messing around, just flexing for real. This is them flexing. There's one more verse.
Wherefore every man prayed that the apparition might turn to good. Now when there was gone forth a
So
false...
like that was it,
Yeah, that was
right?
it.
So they was praying that this apparition may be done away with, right?
Yeah, and so like those horsemen, hey, those are the angels, man. Right, the horsemen thereof.
Let me
Right.
see that
Not
red
cowboys.
thing. I just peeped something that we didn't read at the bottom. Check this out. It says the truth is that the events of Alexander the Great and his army, I can't read that. It says that they went through were not unique. There are countless accounts from the ancient world of objects appearing and disappearing in the sky. Right? And they said they basically mirror modern day UFO sightings. Right? Because that's what they are, man. They're chariot sightings. Even on the Egyptian walls, they drawn those things out.
Aztecs too.
Right? Right, yeah, we can bring that out. We can Google that, but let me bring this precept out. Right, because it said that they materialized. Right, meaning they disappeared out of nowhere. Right, so this is 2 Kings.
Send it to the email. We can pull it up.
Yes, send it to WFIdetroit. What is it? WFIdetroit at Gmail. All right. So this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 16, and verse 14. It says, "Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do?" Right, so they basically surrounded, man. Right? He like, what we go do? And he answered, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." And Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. You see that? So, hey, man, plain upon tables, these chariots can materialize out of nowhere, man. Right? Because they all around anyway. In the so-called, what would you call it, fourth dimension, whatever you want to call it, man, fifth, whatever they call it. They basically here, you just can't see them, and they can kind of pop in and out of existence. Right.
Quick precept, Revelations 5 and 11. Right? Because again, we got angels all around us, man. The scriptures say the angels of the Lord encamp round about those that fear him. So we got, hundreds of angels in this room alone, man. Now you can't see them, right? You can't, it don't matter how much times you rub your eyes. You ain't gonna see it, man. You got it, brother.
Oh, it popped up.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 5 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
"And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beast and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000.
It was 10,000 times 10,000s. Read on.
And thousands of thousands.
And thousands of thousands. Read on.
Saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches.
Right, so that's over 100 million angels, man. Right, so like the brother was bringing out, the brother Kabash, scriptures say, "Fear not, because it's more that be with us than those that be with them." So we have more angels and more military might than the so-called white man. Right, he might think he got control and he's the man of iron, but really it's Yahweh or Yahweh Shah. All right?
That's right.
I got another precept.
You got it.
Give me Exodus chapter 40 and verse 35. Because even the children of Israel saw the chariots in the wilderness. Exodus chapter 40 and verse 35.
The book of Exodus, chapter 40, verse 35. "And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation, because the cloud abode thereon."
The what?
The cloud abode thereon.
And was that an actual cloud? It was a rain cloud. That's why he couldn't go into the congregation, because it was a rain cloud and it was rainy outside that day. No, that's talking about the chariot. It was so glorious that he couldn't enter into the tent. Read on.
"And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle."
In the what?
The glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle.
Hey, the glory of the Lord represents the angels and the chariots. They filled the tabernacle. Read on.
And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys.
Hey, because the chariots, the UFOs was guiding us through the wilderness, right? Kind of telling us where to go.
Would you ever to send it up?
Now give me 1 Kings 8 and 10.
Might just look it up.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
And it came to pass.
Now, Salaki, this is after Solomon built the temple to the Lord. All right, read on.
And it came to pass, when the priests were come out of the holy place, that the cloud filled the house of the Lord.
That the what?
The cloud filled the house of the Lord.
So it was a chariot that appeared in the house of the Lord after Solomon built the temple. Read on.
So that the priests could not stand to minister because of the cloud.
Hey, the priests couldn't even minister. They couldn't even do their priestly duties because it was so glorious within the temple by way of the chariots. Read on.
For the glory of the Lord have filled the house of the Lord.
It say the glory of the Lord filled the house of the Lord. So again, after Solomon built the temple, a chariot appeared. Now give me 2 Chronicles chapter 5 and verse 13. So many of our forefathers seen the UFOs. These are not things that's, how do I say it? Out of the norm, unusual, strange, mystic, right? These things are manifested to the men of the Lord. You got it.
2 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 13.
Right.
It came even to pass, as the trumpeters and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking the Lord.
Right, so we had singers in the ancient world. Right, nowadays, they sing in wickedness. They singing about women and how to commit adultery and how to smoke weed. But in the ancient world, we sung praises to the Most High, giving reverence to the Lord. Read on.
And when they lifted up their voice,
It said when they lifted up their voice, read on.
with the trumpets and cymbals and instruments of music, and praised the Lord, saying, For he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. That then the house was filled with a cloud.
What the Bible say?
The house was filled with a cloud.
It say the house was filled with the cloud. Now we have right here, we have Aztecs. And Aztecs were Israelites,
That's right.
right? So-called the Mexicans, right?
Try to save it, maybe.
So you see this? Give me 1 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32.
God.
You know,
Chronicles 2 and 32.
12 and 32.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 32.
That boy, yeah.
And the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times.
It say the children of Issachar, whom were the Mexicans, or who are known as the Mexicans today, they had understanding of the times, right? Meaning they could look up into the heavens and determine when the times would be. Now, this is a stone. Any caption on it?
It wasn't even a caption online. It said this is when you Google. So like when you Google Aztec UFOs, this pops up. You can try to see if it's an article or something on it.
All right, well,
Try to find the info. Maybe click on the picture. Click on the website.
kind.
Dang, it's a lot of them, man.
See, hey, look, man, we're not making this stuff up. We didn't put this online and said, look, we're going to put this online and we're going to kind of construct it to make it look like that the Aztecs. No, man.
That is Aztec stuff, though.
Somebody gotta get this.
So that's
Check
those-
that out. Yeah, the cherry.
Check that out.
That's
man.
the mist out of the fire right there. So again, all these ancient
Hey.
depictions. You can look that up. Look, Egyptian
Hey, they look like
UFOs.
Yardon drawing,
Look up
man.
Egypt. He said look like
Yardon
Yardon drawing right there.
Exactly
Click,
like it.
click Egypt UFOs. See what we get. Cause they on the walls over there in Kemet too. Right, because these are the ancient vehicles of the Lord, man.
Now, of course, the Egyptians worshiped these things, and they went into left-hand wickedness. But nonetheless, man, where did they get this from? Where did they get this knowledge from?
Try to scroll down, see what's going on. That one right there. Check that out. That's on their walls right there.
Oh, man.
Can't get around it, man.
That's the classic.
Try to click that and open it up.
These are the angels, man. Now, you got Jake to look at this and say, look, see, we're the real aliens. We're the light beings.
Oh, yeah, they going up.
Yeah, man. No.
See that? In the midst of all those hieroglyphs, all you see is a chariot.
Hey, and the chariot is like kind of more glorified than everything else. You know. Now let's get some scriptures, man. Right. Bring out Romans chapter 8, verse 16 real quick.
Mighty, man.
Yeah. So we pretty much proven that it's not just us making this stuff up. This is way before our time. This is before your time, your parents' time, your great-great-grandfather, your whatever. It's way before them. This is the days of old. These are the ancient times where the UFOs were manifested to different civilizations.
Bring it up, man.
You got it, brother. Romans 8:16.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16.
Right?
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
And this is how you know Aztecs, whom are Israelites from the tribe of Issachar, are Israelites. This is how you know that, because they had the understanding of these things.
So, like, I want to get some context to there. The brother got family. They moved to what's that, Mexico? And this is in Mexico right here. Chariots. You can't make it up, man. You can't. And that's their little Aztec pyramids, man. Right? Can't make this stuff up, man. Right?
And we know these are, so-called Mexicans did this, man, because they real talented when it come to artwork, when it come to graphics, so on and so forth. So you also see the pyramids, because where did they learn this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? They learned it from Egypt, right? When it come to constructing the pyramids. Now the UFOs, they were before Egypt, right? They're from the beginning of time.
You brought out that they was during the time of Moses. They was with us in the wilderness.
I brought out one precept on it. There's more though.
Yeah,
there's more accounts, but I brought out Exodus 40 and 35, 1 Kings 8 and 10, 2 Chronicles 5 and 13.
There's too many we can go all day with the precepts.
Let's get 2 Esdras 13 and 9. Let's get 2 Esdras 13 and 9.
Oh, that's the classic.
Yeah, bring that up.
It's the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword.
This is going into the second coming of Yahushua HaMashiach, right? The so-called battle of Armageddon.
Nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
A what?
Blast of fire.
It's not talking out of his literal mouth. He's sending out a blast of fire like a dragon. No, this talking about out of the chariots. He's going to send forth concentrated fire. Read on.
And out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
He did what?
Cast out sparks and tempests.
Read on.
And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, flaming breath, and the great tempest. And fell with violence upon the multitude.
It said fell with violence upon the multitude. So these chariots, UFOs, they're not coming back in a peaceful manner, right? To sit you down, have a cup of coffee with you, take you out on a UFO ride, like a roller coaster. No, they're not doing that, man. They coming back to destroy, man, to bring nightmares and vengeance upon the wicked. And man, these UFOs are the worst fears of the so-called white man. That's why he don't want it to be real. Oh, it's fiction, man. That's Hollywood, dude. No, man. Bring it up.
I got a precept too,
There's
man.
more on that. You got it.
And burned them up every one.
And did what?
Burned them up every one.
It said burnt them up every one. Now this is going into the battle of Armageddon, right? Because it's going to be World War III going on, but the nations are going to stop their fight and their battle to make war with the Lamb.
That's right.
Right, to so-called protect the Earth civilization.
So like that's how I always say it's gotta be realistic. If we in the middle of fighting and it's a alien invasion, quote unquote, you go look up and say, the hell with our fight, we gotta protect the Earth, like you see in the movies, man. They go band together and
in the Independence Day.
Yeah, that's
right.
scary. They go put their differences aside and say we gotta protect the human race.
Right.
America's been destroyed by these
order.
aliens.
One world government.
You know? And that's when Russia go come into power.
You got it, brother. Yeah. Yup.
Huh.
17.
We can bring that out, but keep reading on to that.
and burnt them up everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke.
Only dust and smell of smoke, like that movie War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise, 2005. Right, that movie fire, man. Brothers gotta check that thing out.
Yeah,
right.
Alien came out the ground on him, man.
Yeah, you had the aliens. They was Tom Cruise. They was running, and it was just zapping them, turning them to dust and smell of smoke.
That's right.
And that's what the chariots are gonna come back to do, man. Imagine seeing somebody get zapped and turned to smoke, cremated, right?
God.
It kind of got on them too. When I saw this, I was afraid.
I was what?
I was afraid.
So even Edges was afraid when he saw these visions.
That's right. Right. And I got a quick precept, and then I want to bring something out. Right. Get Matthew 24 and 29. And brother, look up on Google, swing low, sweet chariot. And we go read that. But bring this up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 29.
Right.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days,
right,
shall the sun be darkened,
read,
and the moon shall not give her light.
Read on.
And the stars shall fall from heaven.
And the what?
And the stars shall fall from the heaven.
Right, it's talking about the nuclear fire. Read on.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Right, America, Russia, China, they gonna be shaking, man. Right, read on.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man.
Right.
In heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And we read that in Revelation. The tribes of the earth go mourn when Yahushua comes and invade them with his troops. Read on.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming
right.
in the clouds of heaven.
In the what?
In the clouds of heaven.
Read.
With great power and great glory.
Right, so he's coming with the clouds of heaven, right? That chariots. We've proved it numerous times that these are chariots. You don't got to go to the image, just click all. Right, read on.
And they shall gather together his elect.
And they shall what?
Gather together his elect.
Right, so we're reading about the death and destruction, right? But now we're reading about how he's going to deliver, right? You either getting delivered or destroyed. It's either salvation or slaughtering, man. As simple as that, right? So the Lord said they're going to gather his elect. Read.
From the four winds.
Right.
From one end of heaven to the other.
Right.
And now learn a parable.
So like that's it on that. So the Lord said he's going to gather together his elect. Right. Give me the book of Genesis, chapter 5.
Done. I point out to you.
I got another quick precept, real quick. Chapter 5, and what I want, where Enoch was.
Enoch was translated.
Chapter 24, 5 and 24, right? Just to show you, this is going into Enoch getting translated to a chariot. Right, bring it out.
The book of Genesis, chapter 5, and verse 24.
Right.
And Enoch walked with the Most High.
Right.
And he was not, for the Most High took him.
Right, so the Most High took him, meaning he was translated. I'm going to bring this out. In Sirach 44 and verse 16. Enoch pleased the Lord because he walked with him. He kept the commandments. And was translated, being an example of repentance to all generations. So once you repent, keep these commandments, the Lord is going to translate us from that destruction, Lord willing. So you go get gathered together. Enoch was an example of that. That's why it's written in the scriptures for our learning today.
Hebrews 11:5.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. I also got a video I want brothers to pull up.
Well, I wanted to go into the swing low sweet chariot too real fast.
Yep, I got it. Yep.
It's going into this.
Yeah.
Yep, the salvation, man. Because he ain't the only person that you read about this in Kings, man. Right, that Elijah was translated, man. Yahushua was translated. We can get all those accounts.
Yeah, we're gonna get all that.
Right, not the video. Scroll down. I want to read the lyrics real quick. Right, click more on them lyrics real fast. Right. Slucky. Oh yeah. All praises. Make it bigger for the people. Let's get it. All right. It says, "Swing low, sweet chariot." It says, "Coming forth to take me home." Now, this is a Negro spiritual. This is what the slaves were singing. Check it out. Slucky, go back. Scroll up. Right? Scroll all the way up to it. Check this out. They said, "Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to take me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to take me home. I looked over Jordan And what did I see? Coming forth to take me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming forth to take me home. Check that out. What the hell did African slaves know about the damn Jordan? Right. That's how you know we Israelites, man. Right, they were singing about Jordan, man. Right, coming to take us to the crib, man. Take us back to our homeland, man. Thus saith the Lord, man.
Con, I got a video on that too. Trying to pull that up, King. I sent it to the email. Yeah. I ain't gonna play all of it. Right, you got so you got different singers, man.
That's right.
You know, you got the Parliament Funk. They knew about the chariots. Bring that up, King. We ain't gonna play the whole thing, but we're gonna play a little bit of it. You know, Israel liked the music, man.
God. Check it out. Got a lot of stuff going on. You said,
Yeah, there you go.
The
Parliament, yeah. They got a song, the Mothership Connection.
It's low and slow. Parliament Funk.
So you got Parliament.
This during the 70s, man. This the 70s right here. And that's when the spirit of the truth really came upon Israel, man. Late 60s, early 70s. Yep.
I'm hoping it's playing on the speakers. It should have speakers. It's a new movie. It might be messing up. Yeah, let me get it playing off the speakers.
A swing down sweet chariot mothership connection. It's 1976, man. They got the understanding.
What's the name? The song was running by this time.
Who did the sample? Dr. Dre and them?
Yeah. Let me ride.
We just showing Israel that this is our heritage, man. This is our culture. That's why our spirit bear witness with these things. Like the brother Kabash brought out, this is an old Negro spiritual. Right?
But you know, there's nothing new under the sun.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Back then during slavery, this was still.
And they actually want to show the UFOs, man. God, Shemai.
Shemai, Akim.
You know, Israel got the slavery. And it gets better. I want you to swing down. I said swing down, swing chariot down there. Everybody raise your hand and go back and forth across the road. Then move your body. Yeah. Everybody move your body. Everybody swing down. And y'all can do better than that because we got to get the mothership in it tonight. It's going to take energy to get the mothership in here tonight.
So you got to get the mothership.
Check out what he says.
After the mothership comes, there will be no second coming. When the mothership comes in, you're gonna be ready to ride. Houston, do you wanna ride, John? Yeah. Do you wanna ride tonight, John?
Kind of going in. He said, I want to ride, man.
Somebody help me sing, swing now. Come on, you stand, y'all. Come on, sing, y'all. Somebody help me now. Sing, yeah. Swing now. Yeah. Wait a minute. I think I see the mothership coming in. Lord. I think I hear the mothership coming in. Yeah. I think I see the mothership coming in. I think I see the mothership coming in. Yeah.
All right, come on. You're ridiculous. That's a chariot, man. Come here, Charlotte.
From your Charlotte.
So there you
So
have
Jake
it, man.
knew, man. That's mighty.
Give me, I got one quick precept. All right, bring it out.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, well, we were at that part. But basically what this precept is saying, this is Yahushai going to the Father's ship. And he said he saw a mountain. And that's how big the chariot was, man. It was right. He saw a big old chariot that looked like a mountain in the sky. Can mountains fly? Like,
That's right. Quick precept.
Okay.
1 Samuel 10 and 5. Right, quick precept. You know.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 10 and verse 5. After that, thou shalt come to the hill of the Most High. Where is the...
All right, bring it out.
Where is the garrison of the Philistines? And it shall come to pass, when thou art come thither to the city, that thou shalt meet a company of prophets.
A company of what?
A company of prophets.
Thou shalt meet a company of prophets. Read on.
Coming down from the high place, with a psaltery, and a tabret, and a pipe, and a harp before them.
Those are all musical instruments. Read on.
And they shall prophesy.
They shall what?
Prophesy.
They shall prophesy. Right? So when we go out there and teach, we singing a spiritual song to Israel. We telling you about the chariots. So through the spirit, that's us saying, you know, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry us home. Right? Through the spirit, man, we prophesy about these things.
That's right.
That's why you see Parliament Funk, they was basically prophesying about the chariots. Right? So you can prophesy through music, man. Right?
That's right.
King David had singers. Right? King Solomon. All the kings of Israel, they had men singers and women singers. And they all prophesied or they made songs of praise to the Lord. right? So you can make music in this truth,
I got
man.
a precept,
Just make sure
too.
it's in righteousness. You know, you don't want to go into your own folly.
Right,
Now you're
right.
talking about going to the club with your friend is on,
Smoking in
right?
the-
Popping a bottle.
I
You
got a
know,
precept too.
Video with Esau.
It's the book of First Ezra, chapter 5, and verse 59. It says, "And the priests stood arrayed in their vestments with musical instruments and trumpets, and the Levites and the sons of Asaph had cymbals, singing songs of thanksgiving and praising Yahweh according as David, the king of Israel, had ordained."
that's right.
Right, so Israel, hey man, that's the first thing they did when Pharaoh army got drowned, and they was singing, man,
God.
throwing up songs, man.
Yeah, and it wasn't no, ain't how the Catholic Church. It wasn't like that, man. We had flavor, man. If we got flavor today, we had flavor in the ancient world. It's nothing new under the sun, man. Right? Hey, case in point, Parliament Funk, Swing Down Sweet Chariot, kind of feeling it, kind of getting into it, man.
I'm gonna read on in this real quick. So this is First Ezra 5, and I'm gonna jump to 65. It says, or matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 64 to prove we got that flavor, man. It says, but many with trumpets and joy. It's like, but many with trumpets and joy shouted with a loud voice, and so much that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people, yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off. Right, so the dang nations could hear it afar off, man. They just shouting for joy, blowing the trumpets, man, getting it in with the singing, man. Right, so that's what our people was doing, man. So the man singing and praising the Lord in this thing.
Get 1 Samuel 16. I want to see where I want you to start at. 1 Samuel 16 and 13.
It's the book of
Salakia, that's not what I want.
Article real quick.
All right, 1 Samuel 16 and 23.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16 and verse 23.
Start at verse 22,
Verse 22.
right?
And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, Let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from the Most High was upon Saul.
Right, so Paul was grievously vexed with an evil spirit from the Heavenly Father. What did David do?
David took an harp.
Took a what?
Took an harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him.
You see that? So you got to listen to righteous music in this truth, man. Hey, man, you might be depressed, right? You might be feeling down. You might got a demon on you. You turn on some truth music, and it refresh your spirit.
That's right.
So that's what David had to do for Saul, because Saul had a demon on him. And man, David took that harp. He was kind of playing it, singing songs and praises to the Lord, and that spirit left Saul. You know. So likewise, if you play righteous music, put a righteous spirit on you. You play wicked music, it put a demon on you. Right? You play that drill music, now you kind of, you're going to buy guns. Right? Right? Yeah.
K2.
Right? And you got a spirit on you now.
Yep.
That's real talk.
Yeah, that's true. Now a lot of people, well, that's conspiracies. No, that's real life. Even people that those audio files, people that dedicate their lives in music and hearing the frequencies, all in that, they understand that certain frequencies, if it's lower or higher, it puts you in a more calm, mood, relaxed state, versus you kind of felt some type of aggression, some type of anger. You kind of tense up.
That's why Esau with his metal rock.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. They yell, they scream, they got demons on them.
They just yell with a
Demonic music. You listen to that music, you'll have a demon on you, man. Hey, even Chief Keef, right? 50 Cent, right? You listen to that music, now you want to kill your brother, right? Yeah, man.
Pull up Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. People get ready. The lyrics. We're not going to play it. Just pull up the lyrics.
You see that? Make sure it's on the screen too.
See, so the musicians know about it.
Yeah, they call it Salakia. You know, back in reference to what I was saying, they call music drill music, gangster rap. Those are all music that put spirits on you, man. Trap music, trap or die. Jeezy said trap or die, man.
But he a damn millionaire, man. A man.
Come on, man.
Married to Moabite. Talking about.
So don't think this stuff is just fictional, man. This is real life. You better watch what you listening to in this thing.
That's right.
You know.
Bring it up.
Go to Genius.
Now that's off. Now, my brother listening to Lil Nas, you off.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Straight up.
So this
Snatch the off.
it's like it's Shemai. So this is Curtis Mayfield, right? All right, so check out the lyrics. Shemai.
Shabbat.
You can go up a little. Oh. So we say, people get ready, there's a train a-coming. Right? Now that train is really the chariot. You say you don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel's coming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Right? This is all spiritual. All right, we got to have faith that we're going to get beamed up. Go ahead. So people get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers coast to coast. And that's James 1:1. We scattered abroad.
James 1:1, 1 Peter 1:1.
You just read that in Matthew
Isaiah
24.
27:13, Matthews 24:30.
Isaiah 11:11.
Yep. Because we're scattered abroad due to the curses. Deuteronomy 28:64. Nehemiah 1:8. Leviticus 26:33.
Hey, check this out. Keep reading that. That's
Faith
mighty.
is the key. Open the doors and board them. There's hope for all among those loved the most. And who's loved the most?
That's the
That's
elect.
Israel. That's Yasharallah.
All Israel.
There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. He's throwing shots at Esau. Esau ain't getting on there. Believe me now, have pity on those. It's like have pity on those whose chance grow thinner. For there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. So people get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel's coming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord.
You just thank
The Lord.
Mikey, man.
Yeah, that's mighty, man.
It's mighty.
I got one more.
Benjamin be going
They
in.
got a hell of a lot. You can go to the emails real quick, Barbara Shaw.
Yep.
Benjamin be going in, man.
Touch on one of these articles. So,
So,
hey, man, brothers, bring it out.
Hold on that like a year ago. All the Benjamite songs, touching on them in the kingdom and in the chariots.
Yep. Yeah, Al Green got some music out there, man. Right, going into the spiritual things. So this the music you should be listening to, man. No waking up listening to Chief Keef, man.
Eating Chief Keef, eating breakfast, man.
Listen to Shroud of Compton, man.
Yeah, man. You know.
You gotta start off your day pretty bad. It's the last one I sent you. The Trinity. 8.
That Trinity, that second one. That one right there. That one you just was on, okay? That one below that, right there. Mighty, man.
Real quick.
So brothers kind of going to the music, going to the artifacts, going through the precepts, just to show that, hey, these chariots are real, man. Musicians know about it. The ancient people knew about it. And, hey, man, they all in the Bible.
Musicians know about it. Our forefathers.
You walking in, you got a point? Oh, yep. We're going to be singing the Song of Moses.
Yep. We're going to praise the Lord, man. That's right.
Hey, the Lord is... All right.
The world ain't going to want to sing the Sweet Low, Sweet Chariot.
Hell no.
He going to want to see...
Scroll down a little,
Put
brother.
him up,
Sure.
bang, bang, man.
You can scroll down a little bit more. We're going to get to all of that. Scroll down. You got it, King.
They call this old music. That's what Jason... It's old, brother.
You can
It's
go down
boring.
a little bit more. There we go. This is what we saw earlier. All right, I ain't gonna butcher that, but you can read it. Right? Air is one of the several large vortexes because. Okay, you see that? We're gonna go back to that too. All right, there we go. Largest vortex is because of this aliens race. And they go a little off. Advanced electromagnetic technologies, they entered these interdimensional portals and could easily come and go. That's Jacob's ladder, man. You can't. You got to bring it out now. You can't get around it. This is Jacob's ladder, right? And Israel saw it.
I got a quick precept on that. Genesis 28:17. Hey man, so this is plain upon table.
And the scriptures don't gotta say portals and dimensions and nuclear, all the words that we use today for us to understand. That's what it is.
Got a precept out the UK.
Y'all got Jacob's ladder?
I got a precept real quick. You still looking for it? I got a quick precept.
All right, bring out your quick precept, brother.
All right, this book of 1 Samuel chapter 28, and I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, "And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth." Right, so she's seen, this is a witch, right? A damn witch basically trying to, what they be doing, them seances when they damn got the thing and they moving and necromancy, they trying to bring back the dead. So she actually seen basically a portal of angels, gods descending out of the earth. Right, this is going into Jacob's ladder. Brothers got that precept?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 12. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it.
See that? That's that interdimensional portals that could easily come and go.
Right? So,
moving up and down.
Yeah, Salaki used to be a YouTuber that goes by the name of Secure Team. I don't know if he's on YouTube anymore.
Still on there.
He's still on there. But he used to show the angels basically going through portals, man. Right? So the angels can actually go through portals. Remember, they're light years away. So they got to go through portals to enter into the firmament. Right? Let me keep reading on it. Let me read that again. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth. Now that ladder is talking about a portal. That's not an actual ladder, right? Like it was that Bruce Almighty that had the ladder, right? And the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of God descending and descending on it, meaning going into the firmament and out of the firmament, right? Going from dimension to dimension. Okay, let's go. Let's skip to verse 17. And he was afraid and said, How dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven.
So that gate of heaven is these portals. I got a real quick precept because it said they can easily go in and out. Check this out. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 2, and verse 11. It says, And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire on horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Right, so as they was in the middle of talking, chariot appeared, kind of took them up and got out of there, man. So these things can easily appear in and out of so-called dimensions, man. Right, but they going through that portal, right, to go to the third heaven.
Now you can scroll up a little. A little bit more. Right there, right? There's another one. You can go down a little. That's that chariot, man. All right. That's just the image. That's all I want to show Israel. You can bring out Psalms 85 and 11. You can scroll down a little bit more.
Check that out. Right. Another one, Psalm 68.
You got it. You can keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Going a little bit more. Some of it's a little folly, but hey, here's another one. There it go. Right now, some of them letters, them characters almost remind you of what? Hebrew. All right, but nonetheless, there's that chariot again. All right, looking
always
at
in the heavens.
And a lot, some of this when you read the article online, is going to touch on a little bit of folly. Right? They saying these aliens kind of came to Earth to procreate. They went off. They don't know. They don't know what's going on, but nonetheless, you can't get around the artifacts.
Take the meat, spit out the bones.
Yeah, you got it.
It's the
Big head scientist spirit.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 85, in verse 11, truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
Even on a physical level, right? The truth is springing out of the earth through these, by showing us these artifacts that's been hidden and tucked away, whether it be in the ground, in the walls, right? And there's one more in Revelation, my last precept.
I got one out to you.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. That's for sure. 12. Revelation chapter 12. Yeah, 12 and 15. 12 and 15.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 15.
No, that's not what you can go. You can get your precept. I don't want that.
Yeah, one. I got a precept I want to bring out. You bring out your precept.
Con, this Psalm chapter 68 and verse 13. Though ye have lying among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. This is talking about the chariots, right? Because the chariots are decked out, man. It's not scrap metal. It's not, damn.
Tinfoil.
It's not, tinfoil, aluminum foil, right? These things are decked out, and they're created from elements that we really don't know of.
I got
You know, reading on. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow and salmon. See that? Hey man, it's a mighty precept. It say the hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, and high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high walls? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, the Lord will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. Right? Right. So it say the Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. But the point is, there's over millions of angels, millions of chariots, man. You can't put a number on it. Scriptures say they're innumerable. One more precept, Hebrews 12:22. Right?
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 22.
Right?
But ye are come unto Mount Zion.
Mount Zion, right? Israel. That's the holy place, man. That's the holy, not Africa, man. Right? Jake going to Africa and trying to get some infrastructure there. Akon got Akon City, right? We don't want to go to Akon City, man. We want to go to Mount Zion.
That's right.
Read on.
And unto the city of the living God.
And to the city of the living God, because this is the Most High's favorite landmass. We read the 2nd Esdras 5:24 and down. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 7. Galatians 4:26. Read on.
The heavenly Jerusalem.
The what?
The heavenly Jerusalem.
Hey, that heavenly, Jerusalem is heavenly, man.
That's right.
Right? That's just, everybody fighting over that land. Everybody want to be in the land of Israel, in Jerusalem. Read on.
And to an innumerable company of angels.
To a what?
Innumerable company of angels.
And over there in that land, they get, a lot of chariot sightings. They don't like to talk about it. You got to go into the alternative media. But they get a lot of chariot sightings over there in that land. All right, read on. I believe, what was it? Iran, they was kind of shooting at the chariots. Right, and the bullets was bouncing off the chariots. All right, so come on, man. It's going to be like taking candy from a baby, man. Esau, you ain't ready for what the Lord got in store for you. Right? You're not a match. You know what I'm saying? Bring it out.
To the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven.
Right.
And to God, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect.
The spirits of just men made perfect. The elect. Right? So we pray that we those just men that get made perfect in his truth, man. Because the only people that's going to be in those chariots is the perfect, man. Is the righteous, is the holy. You want a ticket, man, because if you don't got a ticket, hey, man, you in that lake of fire. It's a wrap for you. You'll get burnt up like Sarah Connor of Terminator 2, man. Right? Gotta quote the movies, man.
Yeah, I got a couple of the quick precepts I want to bring out. Get the book of Revelation, chapter 15, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 15 and verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Now, what is this sea of glass? Do brothers know? The firmament.
That's right.
And I'm going to bring this out in Job 27 and 18.
The firmament.
It says, hast thou with him spread the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass? Right, so that's talking about the firmament. So we basically looking down and see that the damn earth is on fire, man. Right, read on.
Mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
Right, them that got the victory over the beast. That's talking about the elect. Read on.
And over his image, and over his mark.
Read on.
And over the number of his name. Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
You see that? So they're standing on the sea of the glass, right, having the harps of the Most High, because they're looking down, seeing the destruction of the wicked. And I got this quick precept. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 27 and 5. It says, for in time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion, in the secret of his chamber shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock. And we read earlier that, you know, the chariots can be likened to mountains or rocks as well. So it's going to set us upon the chariot as the death and destruction is going on the earth, Lord willing, huh? So you're going to see all the destruction from the chariot. So these chariots are going to rescue men from this destruction. All right? That's all I got on that.
That's right. And what men are they coming to rescue? The elect. All right? Those are the people that got to get ready, man. Right? Hey, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's right. Got to stay ready in this thing, man. That goes for all of us, man.
That's right.
Right? Hey, scripture say we got to examine ourselves. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Make sure our spirit is clean and our garments are white in these last days. Right? Because the Lord is coming back, man. You got to have 100% faith in that. I mean, you can feel it, man. Just you can feel the spirit that's in the air. Right? All this tension going on, all these prophecies coming to pass, and Jake just walking around with his hands in his pocket. You know? So this is the time you got to get right with the Most High, man.
So you got any more? Because we're going to close out with this precept. Right, the book of Acts. You got a precept?
Yeah, to close out.
All right, I got I wanted to close out with Acts 1.
Come on, give me 2 Corinthians 4 and 8.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 8.
Right.
We are troubled on every side.
They say we are troubled on every side. Because us as Israelites, we always troubled. We always going through things. Whether it be financial, you know, brothers that's married, you going to have problems sometimes with your wife and vice versa for the sisters, right? You know, you may have problems with your children, problems with your parents. You might got an alt with a brother that you got to work out. These are all the things that we go through in the truth. The truth is bittersweet. It's not just about feast days and partying and going to camp. No, man, you got to go through things. You got to get through certain situations to make you a better man or woman of the Lord. You got it, brother.
Yet not distressed.
Yet not what?
Yet not distressed.
We not distressed because we still here, man. We still standing strong in the name of the Lord. Read on.
We are perplexed, but not in despair.
We are perplexed, but not in despair. Read on.
Persecuted, but not forsaken.
What the Bible say?
Persecuted, but not forsaken.
So we persecuted all the day long. We like sheep led to the slaughter, but we not forsaken because the Most High is always there with us, man. We got to have faith in that. The Lord is never going to forsake the righteous, his saints. Read on.
Cast down, but not destroyed.
Hey, we cast down, but we not destroyed, man. So every brother in here, man, you got to keep your faith in the Lord, right? And don't be that brother to fall out. If you feel yourself falling out, that's when you need to contact a brother. You need to step up your prayer life. Step up your fasting. Read more. Study more. Reach out, man. That's why you got all these brothers next to you as your safety net. Right? Read on.
Always bearing about in the body the dying of Hamashiach Yahushai, that the life also of Hamashiach Yahushai might be made manifest in our body.
You see that? So the life of the Lord has to be made manifest in your body. So Yahushai, he was that righteous example for us to follow. Everything he went through, we got to go through. Scripture say the servant is not greater than his master. Right? So you got to accept persecution, accept trials and tribulations, and catch hell for the Lord, man. and you have to endure unto the end. Matthew 24:13. 2 Timothy 2:10. So don't ever give up in this thing, Israel. Keep fighting, keep pushing. Some days you might cry, man. Right? Some days you might feel like you don't want to go on, but you got to keep your faith in the Lord and get through it, man.
Gun.
Straight up and down.
Did the book of Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. Right, Acts chapter 1 and verse 9.
The book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Right.
When he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
It's talking about Hamashiach Yahawashah. Right? So he got taken up in a cloud, a chariot, which we went over numerous precepts. It's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. It's a so-called UFO. Right?
That's right.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel.
Angels, read.
Which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Right.
This same Yahushua say up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye shall have seen him go into heaven.
Right. So the same way that he left in a cloud, he's coming back in a cloud. Right. And with that, you'll give a